Alright, hi, I'm Booth, and I'm going to do some painting. Welcome to the painting booth. Alright, we're going to do a wet on wet 18 by 24 landscape today. I only started doing this within the last year. I am nowhere near a trained artist. Let's see how it goes. Alright, we're going to start off with a little bit of phthalo blue. Going to put a little tiny bit on our brush. I'm going to mix a tiny bit of Prussian blue in with that, just to kind of give it a little bit of darkness. And we're going to start at the top and work our way down with our sky with little crisscross patterns. Just go back and forth, up high, back and forth, working your way down. Get a little bit more on there. Just go back and forth, crisscross motions, blend it all in. I already prepped it with magic white, so all this kind of blends right in. Kind of works for us. Now I'm going to go in here and kind of mix it around here and there. Bring it down. You don't want it perfect. You want to have some texture in there. You want it to, look like a sky. And go back and forth and kind of get rid of all your brush marks. See what you got. I'm going to add a little bit of, what color is that? Alezarn crimson. I'll throw a little tiny bit of Alezarn crimson in the sky and blend that in, see what we get in these little light spots here. Just going to tap it here a little bit, here and there. Give it a little bit there, a little there. And I'm just going to blend that in after I wipe the rest off with a brush. Same brush, just keep going in. Blend that Alezarn crimson into your magic white and with the blue. Makes all kinds of cool little things happen in the sky. Alright. Okay, I think that'll do for a sky. Let's clean off our 2-inch brush here. A little bit of odorless paint thinner. Make sure you're working in a ventilated area. Okay, we're going to take our fan brush and a little bit of titanium white. We're going to start laying down some clouds in here. You want to load up your fan brush. Get a lot of paint on it. A lot of paint on the fan brush. Alright, we're going to start in here. We're going to make some clouds. We're going to just start making little circles at the edge of our fan brush. Making little bit of circles, just kind of basic shapes. Just want to make some shapes in there. Get the paint on there and then play with it once it's on there. Flip your brush around. You want to mess it around in there if you want. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to go over here and do a little bit more cloud action, just using the edge of our brush, little circular pattern. Bring it in here. Alright. A clean 1-inch brush, and I'm just going to start blending the bottom of these clouds in. Just barely touching them, just blend them in. Blend in just the bottoms. You want to leave that top bit on all the clouds. You don't want to get rid of that. You just want to blend in all this. You want to just go through and just tap them with a couple whiskers and a little motion to get them a little curl. You got to fluff up all these clouds, make them look like clouds. Just barely touch it though. Took me a little while to figure this one out, but get it just right. You can just make it look like a little wisp of a cloud going off the edge. fluff. Okay, well, I think that'll do for our background of the sky and our clouds. We'll clean off our brushes every time. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of water down here, so it may be a little out of step, but I'll take a little bit of this phthalo blue, a little bit of that Prussian blue, and just come in from the edge a little bit, just lightly bring it in from both sides. I don't know where I'm going to put water yet, but it's going to be down in there somewhere. I'll leave a little out the middle, this way you have your little sunshine come through there. It looks a lot better on the water. Now, I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to mix up a little Alezarn crimson onto a mountain color I already had made up from yesterday. All that is Vandyke brown and some midnight black. I'll mix that up. And I just want a background color, just something dark. Alright, get a little roll on the edge of my knife. Where are we going to put our mountain? Well, I said I'm going to put it right there before, so let's get a basic shape of a mountain going in here. And go right about here. I'm just going to drag our knife over and down. Get another roll of paint on there. Drag it down, drag it on down. More paint. Kind of come in this way. Bring it down. Just kind of want the top edge for right now. You'll color this all in with it in a second. Just kind of a little bit more paint on my knife. Bring it down. Bring it down. Need to get the paint on the canvas. Down. Something like that in there. Okay. Alright. Put another little peak in here. Well, we'll go right here. Bring it right along. Shoot right in front of that one. Just gonna go right over that way and down. I'm just trying to get some color on here. I'm using a knife just to drag some of this brown down. I'm gonna end up hitting it with a brush in a minute just to get the excess off, but kind of get some mountains going in here. I'm going to put another one on the other side here. Balance it out. I like threes. Come down and bring him just in front of his buddy. I'll flatten the paint out so I can get a good roll. Let's make this one come straight down and over and out. I'll put some stuff behind him. Paint. Okay. Clean off my knife. And I'm going to take a 2-inch brush. I'm just going to start dragging him back here, like this. Stay away from that top edge. Just want to bring this down in the middle and bring it down. Bring him down. Alright. Just drag these right down in front. Give them a little shape. Down here, there. This guy, he's going to get by him, so he's going to drag him. He's going to meet up with that other one in the front. He's going to drag this out. Alright. Okay. I'm kind of liking how that's working. Okay, now I'm going to start blending this in. Making the all-important mist on the mountain. And blend it in with the blue. It doesn't matter at this point. We're going to make all this work here in a second. A little hard on my canvas here. Maybe I need a better easel. Mist behind there, it's to hide him. Okay. Now, I'm going to take some titanium white. Put some titanium white, put it here in the middle. Probably a little bit more titanium white. Take a little bit of this blue I have right here and mix that in just a little bit. Just want to add a little tiny faint hint of blue to it. I think I put too much. Add a little bit more white. This is going to be our snow color highlight. So I'm going to take a roll of that. I'm going to figure out where our sun's coming from over on this side. So I'm going to start just tap and pull. Just let it pull a little bit of paint off. Tap and pull. Tap and pull. Okay, over here. Tap that down. Through. Pull him over there. This guy's coming straight here. Just going to tap, 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 tap a little bit. A little roll of paint. I'm just going to drag him down. Making the snow. So those nice little textures on the mountain. Here, just with that. Alright, I'm just going to tap a little bit here. Alright. Go over here and put a little highlight on this side. Give me a little shake, little wiggle. A little wiggle to the knife when you're doing it. Makes all kinds of weird little things happen. Okay, now we're going to work on our shadow. I'm going to take a little phthalo blue, a little Vandyke brown, and a little bit white to that. Give us a nice gray blue that I want for the dark side. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this one straight down, just tap, tap, and drag him, tap, tap, tap. I'm going to pull him down just ever so slightly. want to make a little ridge line here, going straight around. I'm going to add some weight to that in a second. Come down here, tap along, and then just drag a little. Drag it right down. And a little curl. Make it look like a little valley in there. A little shadow all the way back. Almost knocked over my paint thinner there. Okay, so we're going to hit this guy, a little tap, little tap. Just going to drag. Down and out. Right, down and out. A little through there. Okay, so I'll put a couple little shadows in here just to kind of make it look like there's some little ridges going through. A couple little things. I'll add a little bit more highlight to these just to bring them up a little bit. A little ridge here, a little ridge there. Amazing what a little tap of the knife will do, I swear. It just makes the whole thing look completely different. I'm going to bring a little ridge down in here and sweep. Sweep on through. Ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah. Take the last little bit of my shade color, run it in here. Drag some more of that down. Okay. I'm going to take my 1-inch brush. You can use your 2-inch brushes. I feel like I have a little more control over my 1-inch brush. I'm going to start blending this in, but you don't want to tap it hard. You want to keep a lot of that texture in there, but you want to kind of fade it in a little bit. Keep your brush kind of clean, just tap it out there. Just kind of bring all these colors out. And well, he's in front of him now, isn't he? Tapping away. Don't want to kill too much of that. Bring a little bit of that highlight color down. Mix it with the mountain color. Alright. Okay, so far that doesn't look too bad. I do need to fix a little something though. A little, well, a little outcrop right there. Tap a little bit there. A little bit of highlight color on it. Just kind of make it look like it's peeking out from the other side of the mountain there. Just do a little tap, tap, tap. Doesn't look horrible. Again, I'm not a professional artist. I'm just doing this for fun and to show you guys even I can do this. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to work on some foliage. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put some trees coming in here. We're gonna start working on getting some background trees in here. Take some sap green, some Vandyke brown, and mix it up with a knife. Sap green, Vandyke brown. Phthalo blue in there. A little Alezarn crimson. Okay. And take a little bit of paint thinner on your brush. And kind of load this color up. The paint's too thick. It's too thin. You want thick paint on your brush, but you want it to come off. So, I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to start doing some trees. Coming down. Put up some more paint on your brush. Well, put some paint on the brush. Finish putting these in. A little bit more Vandyke brown, more sap green, Alezarn crimson. You gotta get creative sometimes. Paint's expensive, people. I don't want to waste any, so I'm just gonna keep putting these trees in our background here. This is just a background, just to kind of fill up. Okay, I'm gonna do something. Okay, it's looking alright so far. I'm gonna clean our fan brush. Alright, my other fan brush, I'm gonna get a little, actually, yeah, just blend these in a little bit here on the bottom, just the very bottom. Let me show you how I'm gonna do that. I always want to blend this way, distorts your eye. It just makes it blend right into the background. Once we put more stuff on here, it just makes it all just go right back into the picture. It's kind of neat how it happens. I never thought I could do stuff like this, but we all learned a few things in the last couple of years that we didn't know about ourselves. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Now, as good as I can make it. Just gotta beat the devil out of the brushes. That fan brush is extremely dirty. from all those trees. See what we got here. Take a clean fan brush and get some more titanium white. You're going to notice if you start doing this stuff, titanium white is going to be the color you go through more than anything else. You go through more white than any other color so far. Alright, so we're going to load up our fan brush a little bit here. Alright. Once we load up the fan brush, you're just going to want to come back in here and just give it a light little touch. Gives it just a little hint of there being light coming between them. It makes it look like there's a lot more going on back there than there actually is. It's so important. Get this side. You want to make sure you go straight up when you do this. It seems like the trees grow a little off here, but go straight up and down. It'll look better. Okay. Let me clean the fan brush off. Give it a good old cleaning. Okay, now let's start working on some background trees. A lot of Vandyke brown, some sap green, phthalo green. We'll use the rest of our Prussian blue. I want nice and dark. Prussian blue is a very, very dark blue. It's it's a strong color. Okay. Where am I going to put this? I'll load up my half round brush. Okay, so we're gonna put some trees right around here, I guess. Good place as any. You're gonna start, you just want to tap it and push up a little bit. Tap it and push up. Tap it and push up. Make a little shape of a tree there. Tap it and push up. Just want to fill in all this down here. Okay, get some more. Paint on your brush. Coming on this side, you just tap it and push up. And come over a little bit. Tap and push up. Tap and push up. See how this has got a little bit of green to it compared to those background trees, so once we do a little bit of highlights on there, it's gonna look really cool. I'm just gonna fill this guy in all the way down. do them with the fan brush, but I kind of wanted to try doing them with this half round brush. I haven't had a chance to really mess with it too much. Okay, it's going to look pretty decent so far. Alright, just clean the half round brush. Here's just blend this water in a little bit, bring it a little bit more towards the center where I want it. Doing things out of order as usual because I am not a professionally trained artist. Alright, so what I'm going to do is create a little shoreline over there, a little reflection in this water. So I'm going to take this over here, and I'm just going to pull it straight down. Straight down. Just pull it straight down. You want it to kind of stay a mirror image of the top. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I'm just going to drag across it a little bit. Okay, got our reflection. Now we're going to work on a shoreline. Take our knife and some titanium white again. And flatten out the titanium white. Just going to roll the paint on it. And here we're just going to go straight across, just kind of marking the edge of the shore. And kind of keep the lines back and forth level. And you'll end up doing just fine. Just keep it nice and horizontal. And water sits here and there.
A couple more coming out. Okay, so a little far shoreline. Now we're going to work on some highlights for these trees.
Okay, that's our little far shoreline. Now we're going to work on some highlights for these trees. Get a little sap green on here and a little bit of cad yellow, if I can get it open, which I can. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I got a little bit of this magic white in a container. I'm going to put a little bit on my half round brush, go back into this highlight color that we made, load up, and go back into the touch of the magic white. Alright, and we're going to start putting a little highlight on these. So I am going to start, the sun's coming this way, so we want the highlights to be more on this side of the tree. So I'm going to start like this. Don't want to lose all that dark down there either. The contrast is really what does this. So I'm going to get a little bit more of our highlight color. Stick that in a little bit of magic white. Back into our highlight color. We're going to come over here. I'm going to do a little highlight going on here. There, over there. Okay. A little bit more. Just to kind of fill in make a little texture here. Ends up just being like a bunch of little bushes in there. Just fine. Little bushes. Okay. I'll clean off my half round brush. Now, I think I'm going to try to put a nice big tree in here somewhere. Let's see here. What can we do? Well, I'm going to put a little bit of an outcropping here. Do some rocks maybe. See what I'm going to do. Just try to get some color in here. A little bit of texture. I'm going to take that same color, mix it with some titanium white, and make it look like there's some rocks there. Okay, so we'll start with the ones in the back. Make it look like a rock out front. That guy, that guy. Across him. Finish that guy off. There's a big one in front. He's got another bite here that goes there. Big old rock there. Okay. Alright, so on these rocks we're going to have a couple little weeds just poking through here and there. That's a little bit better. There we go. Here we're going to just do a couple little sticks coming through. Just a couple little hints of stuff here and there. Let's try a little something different. Maybe. Oh, let's try putting a tree in here that didn't quite make it too far. We're going to give him a little curl up. A little bit more Vandyke brown. You know what? I'll make this tree. Yeah. Make him a tree. Come up. Whole crooked tree. Just an old crooked tree in here. I'll widen him up a little bit. Alright, let's throw a little highlight on him. Just a little touch of snow maybe. A little frost on him. Just a little something to show. A little contrast in color. Touch on the back here. Okay. Take a little paint thinner in that brown. I'm just gonna add a little bit of a west tone, little branches that goes off here and there. Just a little bit. This is a wintry scene, so don't lie. You gotta make sure your paint is really slick at this point so it comes off your brush, otherwise it doesn't, so you gotta thin it down a little bit. Otherwise you end up just making a mess, dragging your brush everywhere. Put a little bit more on that side. Yeah, there we go. Put a little bit of grass and stuff down on the bottom of him. And take our fan brush and load it up with a little bit and just kind of tap around the bottom of him. Make it look like a bunch of little things growing. All in here. All in here. Alright. Add a little bit of highlight down there just to make it look a little bit better. Just to kind of touch it. Just a little. Just where the sun's hitting stuff. A little bit of grass growing here. Well, that's not really a rocky ledge right there anymore, is it? But, you know, it works. Okay. Well, I think the one thing left I have to do is put a little something flying around in the air maybe. A little bird or something. Kind of give it that feel that, you know, you're actually looking at nature, not just some guy painting in his garage. So, where should we put a bird flying? Put one guy way up here. Just barely make out. I'll use a bird. Put one a little bit closer, make him kind of bigger, but not too much. There we go. I think those two little birds kind of add a little bit to it. But I think there's my painting. I just got to sign it I think I'm done. I'll take a little bit of paint thinner, a little Alezarn crimson. Get it like a real thin consistency. Load the brush up. I'll just sign it here. Not the best signature in the world, but it doesn't need to be. Alright. Okay, well, thanks for watching. This is my version of a wet on wet mountain. 24 by 18. Not a professional artist, but hey, I enjoyed doing it. If you like watching, I'll probably make some more. Hit the like button and subscribe.